Hi, this is David Neal, and I'm the developer of DNA2Tree. And yesterday, I made a very comprehensive video of a demo of DNA2Tree showing all the features and all the ins and outs. But when I posted it to my YouTube channel, I realized it was 40 minutes long. And I know there's not a lot of people who are going to be patient enough to watch a whole 40-minute video. So what I decided to do today is try to create something on the other end of the spectrum. Try to create a short video that just gives you a little bit of a feel for the app and potentially whet your appetite to learn more. So it's kind of like if you were going shopping for a 60s muscle car. You go down to look at it, and the seller wants to tell you all about it. The seller's saying, yes, it's a 4-barrel, 325 horsepower, 389 cubic inch V8, and you're just thinking, I don't care. Just tell me what it does and tell me how fast it is. So that's what I'm going to do today with DNA2Tree. I'm going to tell you what it does, and I'm going to show you how fast it is. So what I'm going to try to do is simulate an adoptee search. And I've worked as a search angel for over a year on over 50 adoptee cases. But for confidentiality reasons, I really can't share the information from those cases. So what I'm going to try to do is use my test kit and to simulate how I would look for my birth family if I didn't know who they were. Now this is somewhat of a challenge in that I've had everybody in my family tested, from my kids to my brothers to my aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews and cousins. So I've got 13 of my closest matches are people who I've personally had tested. So what I want to do is exclude all of those from the search and only use third or fourth cousins or greater, people I don't even know who they are or how we're related. And with DNA2Tree, you can do that. There's various ways you can pick which matches to look at or to not look at. And one of the ways you can is if you mark people as a favorite, there's an option that says, well, just skip the favorite ones and look at everybody else. So for this demo, I've already gone through and marked my 13 closest matches as favorites, and then I'm going to skip them. So we're going to have DNA2Tree load only third or fourth cousins of myself. Then we're going to have it look for common ancestors between any pairs of those third or fourth cousins. When we find one, we're going to choose a common ancestor and build the tree of that and the descendants of the common ancestor in their lineage down to the DNA matches. So to give you a good sense of this, how fast it is, I'm going to put a stopwatch on this. And you can time along at home. And so what I'm going to do when I'm about to start is set the stopwatch and then go through those 3 steps: loading DNA matches, finding common ancestors, and building a tree of ancestry. So I'm about to hit the start button now. So load some DNA matches, skip all favorite matches. So DNA2Tree now is loading the first 2 pages of matches at Ancestry, which is up to 100 matches. But because we've skipped the first 13, we're going to have a little less. So it's already loaded 1 page. Now it's loading the second pages. And we now can see we have 87 matches loaded. There's third cousins or later. So now we're going to do find common ancestors. And almost before I can say, it's now gone through the pedigree trees of those people, found 14 common matches. I'm going to pick the first one, Giles Brown. Then I'm going to hit the build button. And we're going to just give it a name. We'll call it G. We'll say build. Now what it's going to do is it's going to take Giles and all the people in the direct lineage from Giles down to the 2 DNA matches. So there's 28 people. So it's going to export them. It's building a new tree of ancestry with that name. There we've got the tree built. We hit the show button. It brings up a browser button, and there's the tree. And now we hit the stop button. Mine says 1 minute and 29 seconds. So just to recap what you've just seen in real time, is we started with nothing other than a test kit result. We only looked at third cousins or greater. We loaded 100 matches. We found 14 common ancestors between those matches. We picked one. We exported them and their descendants and built a tree of ancestry in basically 90 seconds. So if anybody asks you about DNA2Tree, what can you tell me? You can say, well, with DNA2Tree, you can go from 0 to tree in 90 seconds. So thank you for watching this video. Check out my other video on the YouTube channel, if you want to learn more. And we have a Facebook user group, DNA2Tree user group. Check us out there. I'm very active. And ideally, get a subscription to DNA2Tree. It's sold through the Apple App Store for iPhone and iPad. It's sold on a subscription basis. And check it out. If you're doing an adoptee search, it's a wonderful tool. If you're exploring your own tree, it can also be very helpful. So give it a try. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how powerful it is and the things it can do. Thank you again.